This is day 6 of posting a video to YouTube every day for 365 days and seeing where I end up. So if you're interested to see where this takes me, you might want to consider subscribing. Today I want to talk about digestion, and it might not be what you think. So this is something I learned. I made a video yesterday about keeping the Sabbath day holy, so not working on a Sunday and being present. And I took my own advice, and I've noticed something, and I've noticed this over a few times when I've done this, is that digestion improves when you're not thinking about things, and not just the digestion of food. I've struggled for the last 3 years with serious digestive issues and food intolerances, and I've made videos of me trying to figure out what I have to eliminate and what I should eat to be healthy. And it's not normal to not be able to tolerate a large amount of foods. That comes down to stress. So your body is, oh, my dog's caked in mud. Your body is having issues because of stress. So when you go into that phase of digestion, and like on a Sunday when you don't work and you're not thinking about the bills you've got to pay, the things you've got to do for your business or your kids, you're literally just in the present moment and you're just in the here and now. Your body can digest, and I noticed this as soon as I do it. So I woke up yesterday, and because I had time, normally I would edit a video or something like that, I meditated. And you can hear it. You can actually hear, when your stomach kind of churns and rumbles a bit. I could hear the digestion happening, and that's obviously halted. It seems strange that mental activity would halt physical activity, but there is the vagus nerve that goes from your brain to your gut, and they're both connected. So you can have an issue with your gut and have mental health issues. That's the nature of it. But this goes deeper than just physical digestion. So if you're having, like me, digestive issues, it might not be anything you're eating, it's a stress problem. So you need to eliminate stress and overthinking. But this goes for information as well. Last year, I set myself a goal of reading 100 books to gain information on different skills, and I probably got halfway through. I read about 50 books. But you need time to digest that information. When somebody kind of gives a presentation, you might use the phrase, I need to let that digest, or I need to let that sink in. Whatever it is you're exposing yourself to, it could be relationships with people, like social interactions. It could be reading a load of books, watching a documentary. If you go straight off the back of that onto the next thing, so that's the mental digestion. But you've also got the physical digestion as well, and you might not be letting any of that happen because we live in a very fast-paced culture. You wake up, you eat your food on the go, so you have a quick breakfast, but you're not sat down digesting that food. Then because you're doing the 75 hard challenge or whatever it is, you're trying to read a book a week. While you're eating your breakfast, you're reading your book. So the information's not being digested either. Then you jump in the car, go to work. While you're at work, you're organising something for after work. You've not digested anything. So you haven't digested your food, and you're going to end up with digestive issues, and you haven't digested the information. Then you go to church and you try and advance spiritually and get closer to God, but you haven't digested your breakfast or the 5 pages of that book you read. So this might not be something that's occurred to you. And if you look at animals like my dog, she eats a meal and then, all she does all day is basically meditate and assimilate that food. And she hasn't got a phone that's constantly stimulating, or a job, or all these other things, but she's still just digesting all day. And my friend actually mentioned this to me, and I've noticed this whenever I do it. If you fast, your mental clarity gets a lot better. So he did a day where he fasted, he didn't eat, and he was watching information-based videos. And he said, I could just keep watching these videos and the information was just going in. You know, sometimes when you watch a video or you read a line of a book and you've got to reread it about 10 times and you think, why do I not understand this? You've probably eaten a heavy meal before that. So there's digestion of information and food, which might not have occurred to you, which I find interesting. So say you eat a heavy meal and you plan on reading a book, those two things need to be digested in a very similar way. So whenever you fast, you have mental clarity because you're not digesting any food. So I guess the practical step is what I said in yesterday's video, at least one day a week. So Sunday makes sense to do it on Sunday. You want to eliminate the need for digestion or allow digestion to happen. So whether that's information, if you're starting a new job, pursuing a new hobby where you're learning a lot of information, you're going to have to decide whether you're digesting food or information and break them up and allow that to happen. And I think a lot of people will chronically be not letting this happen because we live in a hustle culture. It's all more. There's always something to do. And digestion is doing nothing. And people find that really hard to do nothing. So that's just something that I noticed yesterday. I put this into practice. Whenever I meditate, I can literally hear it. You can hear your stomach digesting the food. And you can hear your brain, or you can notice your brain digesting information. And this happens when you sleep. That's what sleep is. Sleep is not an activity where you're doing something. It's passive. You allow nothing to happen. And in so doing, you have dreams which rewire the information you've learned that day. And we sleep every night. Some people more than others. And if you're not getting enough sleep, this is going to be a problem. But that's a built-in mechanism where digestion of information can happen, and also digestion of food. So something worth considering. And life's busy, you know, and you'll notice this. You'll do one day, just set yourself one day where you eat light meals and you don't take on information, and see how your body feels. If you've got food intolerances, they might ease up or go away. Then you'll have a busy day the next day and you'll feel it will come back. So I just thought this was interesting. It's obvious. I should have been implementing this anyway. You can't just constantly be go. And I believe that's the root of all of my food intolerances. So if I just let things digest and be selective about what you have to digest. If somebody says, oh, I watched this film, it's really good, you'll probably like it. Don't just go and watch it because they said. If it's not, conducive, or you wouldn't have chose it yourself because your other friends recommended you this book and now you feel like you've got to read this, but you've also got a book you want, then you're just rushing around. This is what I used to do. I used to listen to an audio book while I'm walking my dog. So walking my dog, to be fair, I'm recording a video while I'm walking my dog now, so I've just replaced it with another habit. But so this is why you've got to be mindful, because now I've got to go, well, I'm in nature, I'm walking my dog, but I'm thinking about the video and how I'm going to edit it and upload it. Whereas time in nature, I guess you can ruin a good habit with the wrong intention. So I would walk my dog with my headphones in, taking on information. A walk is a digestive. You've got workouts and work-ins. Workouts take energy, and work-ins build energy in the body. And a slow walk will build energy. But as soon as you put headphones in and listen to music, because you probably do this, or an audio book, it's no longer a work-in, because you're taking on information that you have to digest. So a walk on its own is a digestive activity. You're breathing and you're present. As soon as you put headphones in, it isn't anymore. So that walk now is part of something else you've got to digest. So yeah, you've got to be careful about what you expose yourself to, because now with the phones we just have so much information coming on. So anyway, I think you get the point. I hope that helps. Speak to you tomorrow. So this isn't just like on Sunday you can allow the whole week's worth of information and food to be digested. This should be happening every day after every meal. And just because everybody's rushing around busy doesn't make it normal. So you see everyone, you think, well, they're not letting their information or food digest. But pretty much everyone's going to end up with digestive issues as far as I can tell, unless they manage stress very well. A lot of people can have a busy life managing that stress, and they kind of do it. I guess this is just for a certain type of person who doesn't manage stress well unless they allocate time. So it's not just like do this on Sunday and then the rest of the week be busy. You want to have regular, ideally after you eat or after you take on information each day, you allow time, but most people just don't have the time to do this. So it's something you'll have to keep an eye on and see what's necessary for you.